Good morning and willkommen to BMW UK. It's my second home, obviously, you know. Today we're going to go and look at a little previs of the brand new BMW R1300 GS Adventure. And we did a Man Reads PDF video a while back, but this is the first time I've actually seen it in the flesh, and we're going to have a little rendezvous. I think it's probably the best option. Go through the gate, security. I basically work here now, isn't it? All right, Bill. All right, George. And in we go. So without further ado, let us get on and look at these bad boys. There were 3 R1300 GSAs on hand to investigate, and while the location was not particularly glamorous, the presentation did offer some decent insights. However, the options and configuration list on this bike is so extensive that we will have to wait for the upcoming world launch in October to fully get our heads around it. In the meantime, to quench the thirst, here is a quick little walk around of the fancy green one for your delectation. Okay, so we just had our little presentation. Very interesting. I mean, most of the stuff I kind of covered in the previous PDF video, but I'm going to do a little walk around of the bike. I've just wheeled it out here in front of that gorgeous M3 CSL. Is it an E36? Is that the one? Anyway. Right, so when this bike was launched, the internet went mental. Like, oh my God, it's so ugly, it's disgusting. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what they're getting at. Yes, that headlight is a little bit different to the outgoing 1250 model, but the bike is very much a GS Adventure. The tank is a little bit boxy, and that side aluminium jibber jobber is a little bit eye-catching. So, but there's a reason for that. I'll go into that in a minute. But generally, I think it actually looks really, really nice. This is the Karakorum green colour, which probably isn't coming up very well in these lights. But in the flesh, it's very nice. The GS, the 1300 standard GS, is a gloss green with like a little metallic. This is like a nice satiny job. And the general theme from the little press presentation we've just had is that basically the options list on this is extensive, and you no longer have to choose a TE to have a specific designated bits and bobs. You can kind of choose whatever you want, but I think actually speccing one of these is going to be quite difficult. Now, I know that for a fact actually, because between you and me and the whole internet, I have actually ordered one of the first ones to come through from Vine's BMW Motorrad in Guildford, and trying to find out what spec you get with what was actually quite difficult. So I think after this, I'm probably going to actually do a speccing up video to run through some of the bits and bobs. But yeah, so it's basically, if you want it, you can have it, but at a price, dear man. So the internet loves a seat height number. I don't have those to hand, but the variation is huge. I think it went from 960 at the highest high to 720 for the lowest low, something like that. I will do a VO or put the actual correct numbers on screen. It comes with it doesn't come with standard, but you can option a lowering device. So when you come to a stop, the bike lowers 30 mil for the short people, which I understand. I know when you've got a big bike like this, people do worry about seat heights. So a lot of that has been addressed, and the seat variations are vast. And you can get bench seats, you can get comfort seats, you can get heated seats, you can get any sort of seat you want. This is a patented luggage handle. I mean, I don't know why they're quite so excited about it, because I think they did this on an RT. Well, I had an RT with that on in 2010 or something like that. So anyway, we've got, the key's in it. Sweet. That's actually quite a nice key. Look at that. It's quite wide, pebblish. But in there, you got a USB jibber jobber. That goes in there. I did also ask them about the previous, my 1250 GSA makes a lot of tyre noise. There's a lot of noise coming through here, and they have implemented a little flap down there. Can you see that little thing there? It doesn't look particularly big. I suppose when the bars are turned, it can't be that big. But apparently that reduces the road noise. So that is one of the two annoying points that I don't like about the 1250, is that noise that comes from there. It's very annoying. This one's spec with the electric window. Again, you can spec, it doesn't, I think it comes standard with the TE, but you can basically spec it for any of the models you want. Anyway, SOS, that's standard now. This is actually a really good system. I fell off in Spain and a lady came through from the heavens saying, "Are you all right? Is everything okay?" But that was all fine. So again, this option 719 stuff is a little bit, I don't know, I find it a little bit gaudy. Pannier rails, so I think this comes standard on the TE. I will check. If it's true, I'll go bing. If it's incorrect, I'll go eh. Now these are powered. I think this comes off like that, yeah. So that's powered, and they went to great pains to let us know that on the GSA, the panniers are not centrally locked. Not centrally locked. They did that on the 1300 GS. I think there's been some problems where people can't get into their luggage. So maybe that's why. Even on the GSA, only the left one is powered, and that's if you wanted to put, so because it's got a USB socket in there, so if you wanted to charge a device while you're on the road or whatever, that does that. The right one, or this one, whichever one you want to call it, is not powered. Rear collision control, apparently that doesn't work in any country outside the EU for some reason, don't know why. But I do think we have blind spot control active upon the mirrors. Yeah, as with the 1300, lovely new engine case textures, and this one's got the performance brakes. We did ask what the difference was between the performance brakes and the non-performance brakes, and BMW said they are higher performance, but we don't know why that is. Big old gaper hole here. Now these bits, so this is the bit that I think visually looks the most jarring on the whole bike. Now, I'll show you one in a minute the Enduro pack has got. This one doesn't, but they've developed a mini luggage system, almost like mini front panniers, where they hook into these things, and they actually look really cool. They don't have the bags here, but there's a bike in there with the hooks. Now, if they'd let people know that at the launch, that's why these, not the launch, but the release, that's why these big silver blobs are on there. I think people would have been a bit more accommodating of it, but that is why they're there. Now, you can buy it as an optional extra, but I've been advised that if I want those, to spec it from standard, from when I purchased it, rather than getting a dealer to put them on, because I think you have to take, maybe incorrect here, but apparently this whole big lump of plastic has to be changed and come off, which is not really what you want, and not a very clever idea. Anyway, these little flappy bits here are, I mean, you could use them to put your legs on a long journey, but they're ultimately designed so if the bike does topple over, it's hopefully not going to topple all the way over to go upside down and hit that lovely car. Gold wheels on this one, I don't think they're any extra. They do have some mag wheels, which I can cut some footage of, which don't look that nice, to be honest, but the mag wheels are lighter. This one's got the twin Acras, which again, I've ridden the 1300 with these. I don't think there sounds much difference, and that's quite an expensive option. So for me, I probably wouldn't go with that. These are the option 719 rear sets, which again, I think are a little bit wasteful if you're going to buy this type of bike, but whatever. I'm sure many, many people will choose to buy them. Right, let's get on board, shall we? Let's get on board. I mean, this is why I fall in love with this bike, because the riding position is absolutely perfect. You feel king of the world. King of the world! I'm king of the world, Jack! You feel fantastic aboard this thing, and it's not as big as you think it is. It looks in the pictures. It's honestly a really commanding, lovely, upright, comfortable, premium place to sit. This is what sells me the bike. Yeah, I want to just disappear off into those twisty mountain canyons, and this is where it's at, honestly. And these are little coffee cup holders for outside Starbucks. At least they understand their market and their demographic. I think it's great. Again, this bike is a utilitarian travel adventure vehicle. That's what it is, which is why it's got big lumps of metal on it and aluminium fastening things and big it's like a Jeep, you know, that's what it is. It's like a big SUV Jeep type vehicle. And I love it for that. So yeah, very nice riding position. Switchgear, it's not rear illuminated. I think they're missing a trick there, but probably in the mid-cycle facelift, it may well develop. They may well develop some newer updated switchgear. Same dash as before, which is class leading in my opinion. Rear heated seat. This is again another confusing spec. This is the luggage. This is the centrally locked top box. That's what it is. It's a centrally locked top box. You have to have this extra plate to lock it in. I think it moves like that on purpose so it doesn't wobble in the wind. I don't know. The panniers are not centrally locked. The top box is centrally locked on the GSA. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Well, I'll find out actually. That's what we do. So yeah, I think we've probably covered most bits. But yeah, I think it's a brilliant bike, and I think the reason we can have adaptive height control and stuff like that on this is because of this telelever. Is it telelever front fork system? I can't see anyone else, any other manufacturers being able to even do that with a conventional fork system. Or does Harley do it? I don't know. Maybe Harley does it. Does Harley do one? So yeah, I really can't wait to ride this now. The launch is in about 8 weeks in southern Spain, which I'm very excited for. Oh, we did have a little conversation about the ASA, I think it's called, which is the no clutch automatic gearbox. And I mean, I'm going to withhold judgment on that until I've actually ridden it. I don't think many people will order it with that. You have to buy it you have to order it from the factory with that option. It's a whole sort of different bike, if you like. But imagine it's basically the same system as if you've got any sort of normal BMW car where you've got flappy paddles. It's pretty much the same. You can shift up and down with your foot still. You just can't panic grab the clutch. But I don't know why you would want to do that anyway. So yeah, more on that to come when we actually ride it. It definitely, I mean, I think it looks pretty good in pictures as well, but for me, this is epitome of BMW. I don't think it's out of place. I don't think their design direction has gone mad or crazy like everyone was saying. It's just that headlight, which I think looks really cool. No? It looks groovy. These are the, it's aluminium. That makes it look a little bit better. Those are the auxiliary lights, which come standard on the GSA. So, yes, mummy. I like it. So that was a bit of a run through of the R1300 GSA, and next time I will see you probably on the bike riding it in southern Spain. Mañana. Banana.